I told the team, listen, man, good win. That's a good win. We'll take that. Yeah. And man, do we have things to clean up? Was it perfect? No, it wasn't. But man, we did what we needed to do. Came in here, and I thought our guys were ready to compete. We fought, and once again, the best thing we did, we played complimentary football, and that's what great teams do, man. And we always find a way, man. I thought our defense came out hot. They set the tone for the game. Thought Shep, man, had an outstanding plan. Those guys were ready to go. We have three takeaways, sudden stops that we had. We throw the pick on offense. They're able to shut them down. We get the safety, and so I thought it was awesome. And then, we end up when we need help, the offense responds. We go all the way down the field, finish that out, and really just kind of open it back up again. So really proud of the guys, and it's a good win. And now we got Kansas City coming up. Look, I haven't seen everything. Obviously, I'll know more tomorrow, but I thought Alex was all over the field, came up big for us. I thought Laporta was outstanding. St. Brown was outstanding. Derek Barnes, 7 tackles, the safety all over the field. There's just a number of guys that we'll get to, but I just know with my own eyes, you could feel it and you could see it. And quarterback played, man, very efficient football. It wasn't better than David Montgomery. David had a perfect quarterback rating, but it was very close by a point. So,
specifically, you really talk about Alex, Hamid, Kirby, right? Defensive leaders, guys that when you need big plays, you go to the guy.
yeah,
Just how impactful.
sure was. And that's what we talk about is that when you really start getting good at them, you start hunting for them. Our guys are hunting for them. They become contagious. And this is the first time since I've been here that I feel like we're getting them in bunch early in the year. Normally it comes a little later. So, man, I feel like there's blood in the water, man. Our guys are starting to feel it, man. They want to be the next guy who gets the punch out or the strip or the interception, and we're hunting. If the ball's in the air, we're going after it.
I don't think there's any doubt about it because truly, even though the final score indicated that the Cincinnati Bengals could have made a game of this, they did not. The Detroit Lions, who we all could see in the NFC Conference Championship game, if not the Super Bowl, were in complete control of this game, in large part because there wasn't good quarterback play on the other side. Too little, too late.
Chase, but he also finds 3 interceptions targeting Jamar Chase downfield. So instead, I want to take you to the Detroit Lions, who continue to lead the league in scoring to this point. David Montgomery, 1 with the arm, 1 on the ground. Sam Laporta starting to get going. Are you seeing this offense continue to evolve into what we expect it to be? I mean, numbers, no matter how they roll it out there, but this feels like another step forward.
Yeah, I think this is the funnest offense to watch as a fan. They have so many toys that can get going at any given time, and I love their ability to equally get everyone their share. I'm just waiting on Jamison Williams to show up as well. And we know once he gets involved, good luck in trying to slow this offense down. We knew this would be a really, really good year for Detroit. I think the biggest concerning thing with this team was, what will this offense look like without Ben Johnson? Week 1, it was a bit sketchy, but now they have found their rhythm, and Jared Goff is wheeling and dealing, and they have so many riches surrounding Jared Goff. It makes his life that much easier. So they're the cream of the crop in the NFC. And I say that with confidence because they're playing some really good football, and any concern or question that all of us have had, they've answered them so far.
Resounding answers after that loss to start the season against the Green Bay Packers. Looking forward to getting those two on a field again later in the season. I'm glad you brought up Jared Goff because he was second in the NFL coming into this week, completing 74% of his passes. He goes 19 of 23 here. The efficiency in which he's running this offense, that isn't necessarily dink and dunk. What level of skill has that required from Goff to this point?
I think as a fan, people have almost just become numb to Jared Goff going out and doing this every single week. The efficiency that he plays with, no turnovers, high completion percentage. You hit it, B-Mac. This offense has playmakers everywhere, right? What's the term they use? Circle the wagons. This Lions offense is a wagon. When they don't beat themselves, when they don't turn the ball over, they're really, really hard to beat. They play really good complementary football. Starts and stops with Jared Goff, and he did another unbelievable job today, taking care of the ball and putting points on the board.
The Lions deserve credit, no doubt about it. And Dan Campbell deserves a lot of credit. Let's see if it continues. I'm very fair. If you show up after I call you.
You want a cookie? You want to give him a cookie? Here you go. Brilliant game plan.
You're bringing up the Bears. I'm not catching straight right now.
Is it really about how good the Lions are?
The Detroit Lions doing Detroit Lions things once again on the road. Fourth straight game with 34 points or more. They put 37 on the board in a 37-24 win over the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, and Dan Campbell's going to be happy about the win, but he's going to nitpick it. He's going to nitpick it because they were in complete control of this game at the start. Opening drive, touchdown. The second time they get the football, they're going down the field again, and then they have a turnover. So there's a lot of things that they could get better at. David Montgomery talked about it after the game, and that's the one thing I love about this team is they're not satisfied with the way they play, even when they have an impressive performance like they did today, because they know how good they can be. A concern for the Lions? Boy, that secondary is getting thin. And I know they have this next man up theory, but what happens when there's no man to be the next man?
Right.
I mean, we're getting close to that point.
And if you're Cincinnati, you're disappointed again with the loss. But if you're Zach Taylor, you go into the locker room right now and you say, hey, that fourth quarter, three touchdowns on the board in the fourth quarter, at least you have something to build on under quarterback Jake Browning.
The strides that he made through the course of the game, talking about the things he wanted to improve on from the last 2 weeks to this game, and he didn't in the first half. He repeated those mistakes. He didn't give his receivers opportunities to make plays on the football. He had 3 interceptions. There was a drive at the end of the first half where they finally got a little bit of rhythm, and they kicked a field goal. And that second half was good, and to your point, that fourth quarter was very good. And there's some positives to be taken out, I think, on the defensive side of the ball. Has not been complimentary in any way, shape, or form for the Cincinnati Bengals. But today, that defense took some steps forward to potentially be a group that can kind of hold down the ship for them while this offense tries to find their stride.
Yeah, they held it down for a while, but at the end of the day, the Detroit Lions are just too much for most teams in this league right now. They're certainly a contender.
Paycor Stadium, a cauldron of Bengals hope, suddenly silenced as the Detroit Lions storm in like a freight train derailed on steroids. 37-24. That's not a score, that's a slaughter. Fourth straight road game exploding for 34 points or more. The Lions feasting on Cincinnati's crumbling defense. David Montgomery, hometown hero, bulldozes for a touchdown and even lobs one with his arm. Perfect quarterback rating, folks, because why not? Jared Goff, ice in his veins, 19 of 23 for 74% completion, no picks, just surgical strikes that leave you gasping. But here's the gut punch. The Lions lead the NFL in scoring, a roaring beast that's answered every doubter since that gut-wrenching Week 1 loss to Green Bay. Lions fans, feel that fire? This isn't luck, it's destiny clawing its way to the Super Bowl. Yet, in the shadow of this triumph, cracks are spiderwebbing through Detroit's armor. Cracks that could shatter their empire if we don't stare them down next. Hold on, Detroit faithful. Before you pop the champagne, let's rip off the blindfold. That secondary? It's thinning faster than a Bengals lead in the fourth quarter. Injuries piling up like wreckage on I-75. And Dan Campbell's next man up mantra? It's heroic, sure. But what happens when the bench is bare? Derek Barnes steps up with 7 tackles, a safety that nearly snapped Cincy's spine. But we're one more hit away from catastrophe. Campbell himself admits it post-game. Man, we have things to clean up. This Lions machine is purring now. But ignore these fissures. And you're begging for a Super Bowl dream to bleed out on the turf. Shocking, isn't it? The kings of the NFC, teetering on a razor's edge. Will they reinforce or watch it all crumble? But flip the script to Cincinnati. Their desperation in that final quarter? It's a flicker of fury that screams redemption. Or just another false dawn. Across the field, the Bengals aren't just losing. They're imploding. A once proud fortress reduced to smoldering ruins. Jake Browning, thrust into the fire without Burrow, coughs up 3 picks in the first half, gifts wrapped for Detroit's hunters. But oh, that fourth quarter blaze. 3 touchdowns in a blistering surge. Jamar Chase hauling in 2, 15-yard dagger in the corner, then another lightning strike just 3 minutes later. Heart-pounding, right? Zach Taylor storms the locker room. Build on this. Yet, it's lipstick on a corpse. The defense finally stiffens with steps forward, holding the line briefly. But against the Lions' onslaught? Futile. Complimentary football? Bengals have none. It's chaos-feeding frenzy. Fans, doesn't this sting? Cincy's slide into irrelevance. Controversial call, but are they the AFC's ticking time bomb, Or can Browning's strides ignite a phoenix from these ashes? Amid the Bengals' embers, though, Detroit's stars shine blindingly. Stars that could eclipse the entire league if they keep ascending. Now, bask in the glory. This Lions offense isn't evolving. It's mutating into a hydra you can't behead. Sam Laporta erupting like a geyser. Amon-Ra Street, Brown untouchable, and Montgomery? A one-man apocalypse. Add Jameson Williams lurking, waiting to unleash hell. Once he clicks, good luck, defenses. Without Ben Johnson calling shots, sketchy week. One vibes buried under this rhythm. Goff wheeling, no turnovers, playmakers circled like wagons on the frontier. Blood in the water, Campbell growls. 3 takeaways, sudden stops. The hunt contagious. Fans over 20-60. Remember that electric buzz in your chest during the NFC Championship run? This is it. Amplified. The cream of the NFC, answering every whisper of doubt with a roar. But dare we say it, are the Lions too good, too soon? Inviting the football gods' jealous wrath. As the dust settles on this masterpiece, one truth towers above the chaos. A contender's verdict that demands we gaze ahead to the storm brewing. Verdict, undeniable. Lions in NFC throne room, Bengals teetering on abyss, Campbell's nitpick, fuel for the fire. We fought, we won, but we're hunting more. That Chiefs showdown next? A bloodbath waiting. Detroit, you've clawed from underdogs to apex predators. Feel the pulse? This drama's just igniting. Ignore it, and you'll miss the roar that redefines 2025. Subscribe. Hit that bell, because when Lions prowl, the league trembles.